I became interested in skateboarding when my dad bought me my first skateboard. He bought it for me, my brother, and my cousin, and we would just ride it going down the hill, and that's when I started liking skateboarding.
My brother started skating. Don't know. I remember we bought a board in San Francisco when I was young. We bought one board for all three of us. Just want to be like them. Started trying to go around with them. Pretty much it.
Alright, so I really got interested in it for the most part just out of convenience, to get from A to B as quick as possible, because class and stuff I had to get there quicker, so it's something nice to have, definitely.
So I became interested when I was like 6 or 7, when Tony Hawk and all them were doing all that. Video games, the sheer awesomeness of the sport.
It took me a few months, maybe like 5 months or so, just to get used to skateboarding, because when I first started I wasn't very comfortable. I didn't have good balance, and I just had to learn all that. And then after a few months in, maybe, I don't know, I would say 5 months or so, I was able to start landing tricks and just feeling way more comfortable riding my board.
Like a year or so. It's just the fear of falling. If you don't get past your first fall, you're never gonna get used to it. But
I'd say like about a year. I was 10. So from being so young, I didn't know how to ride a skateboard that early. But yeah, it took me about a year to be able to stand up on it and ride it.
My first trick was an ollie. That was the first trick I learned, but after that, I learned how to do a frontside 180. And that's probably like my first real trick, because that one's not just an ollie.
I'm gonna say like for the first 2-3 years, I wasn't doing any real tricks. I was just pushing around, longo footed. But I'd probably say like an ollie. It's the trick you need to get to everything else. So I'd say an ollie, probably like 3 years.
The board definitely defines who you are as a skater, in my opinion. Mine is made more, to be it's called a long distance pushing board. It's lower to the ground so you can kick faster. And it doesn't have anything covering the wheels here, so you can turn a little sharper. And I just wanted that just to kind of be more maneuverable.
As a skater, you kind of get looped into a bunch of groups like Pothead, Troublemaker. I have tattoos, so people think I'm like just of them too. But that's not really the case. It's okay, it doesn't really bother me too much. People can think what they want, but it's not really a big deal.
Yeah, discrimination's definitely, it's not really prevalent, but you do get a little bit of crap from cops and other people. If there's people walking around you and stuff, they don't really, they always seem to assume you're making trouble when you're not. And cops definitely always kind of have a certain perception of you, regardless of just because you have the board with you.
Yeah, and going off that, like in the library, for example, the other day I just had my board on the ground next to me. I was out of everyone's way. There was no one near me, and the cop came over to me and started giving me a whole spiel on, oh, you're gonna hurt someone because your board's on the ground. It's gonna roll away from you. It's like, well, all right, I'm on a flat surface, but I picked it up right away, and he still had to continue giving me a hard time for it. But for the most part, we're not trying to cause trouble for anyone. We're just doing our thing and trying to avoid getting in people's way and all that.
Restrictions. Well, I've seen signs in like downtown San Jose that you can't even skate on the sidewalk anymore. So I don't know why.
As far as like these things go, like for regular skateboarders and stuff, I mean, it's a university. I don't really think it's that hard to ask. Don't damage our property. I mean, that's why we have skate parks and stuff. So